Good morning. This is John Griffiths to do the wrap-up for our second module. Now, we've now done two of these modules, and you may be surprised that we haven't actually started to talk about research yet. In this second module, what we've been looking at is customers, consumers, if you will, and how we can understand them better. And we've chosen to look at it using personas. The idea that we learn for us to do things on the web, we need to focus much more on goals and on behaviours. But in the discussions we've had, it's been very interesting that actually we seem to have discovered that we can't leave demographics and attitudes, but it's much more difficult to use these online because we simply don't know enough about who people are. But goals and behaviours are not only essential, but they can be immensely useful. But we can also do a lot more than just use web analytics to measure and to look at the way in which people are behaving. The other area that I hope you've also picked up on is the questionnaire that I got you to fill in is something that I've found useful over the years to make you go deeper and deeper, because if you want insights into the way your customers think and the way in which they behave, the best way of doing that is to ask deeper and deeper and more specific questions, to pull out your assumptions, and so you start to challenge those, and it gets us really deep into motivation. We understand motivation by getting closer to customers, not by generalizing them and putting them in large groups. I hope you also enjoyed the Are You Wired survey, and you've been able to draw some conclusions from that in terms of not simply the latest statistics, but what that tells us about how the fast-moving world of online is evolving, and therefore the way in which we need to understand our customers and the way in which they're using the web differently from the way in which they did last year. In our third session, which will be starting in just a few weeks' time, we will for the first time be looking at research and the world of online surveys. But I hope you've therefore got the understanding now from our first two sessions that it's not about research techniques, it's about thinking deeply about how we use research to solve business problems, and it's the business problems which we focus on first and foremost. See you in a few weeks.